Here is an explanation for the answer to final exam question number 59 in Alternative Energy Demystified 2nd edition. If you have the printed book, please see page 322. We're talking here about an interactive small-scale home photovoltaic system with batteries. Interactive, meaning it interacts with the utility, the electric utility. Sometimes a system like this is called a grid intertie system because it interacts or interties with the utility grid. All of these statements are true except one. Which one? Well, statement B is not true. This type of system can deliver more peak power in general than a similar system that does not have batteries? Absolutely not. It can't deliver any more power because of the batteries. In fact, depending on the type of system, it might actually not be able to deliver as much. In a system that does not have batteries, that's a grid intertie system, if the solar panels do not provide you with adequate electricity, the utility kicks in, and so, for example, if you switch everything on in your house and your solar panels are providing your power, but it's not enough to deliver electricity to everything in your house at once, a system without batteries would switch over to the utility, and ideally so would a system with batteries. But in any case, the batteries do not in and of themselves allow you to get any more peak power than you would get from the utility all by itself. So statement B is the answer here. Let's look at the others. A, if there's a prolonged spell without enough light for the PV cells to function, the electric utility can keep the batteries charged. Well, that's true. A switch along with a battery charge detection circuit connects the batteries to the utility through a charger if insufficient power comes from the PV array. Well, that's true in some systems. Also, you can, well, it's always true. You'll always get the batteries charged either from the solar panels or from the utility. They're always getting a charge adequate to keep them fully charged, but not overcharged. D, when conditions become favorable, a switch disconnects the batteries from the utility charger and connects them to the PV array. Well, that's true. So you can save money on your electric bill. That's otherwise there really wouldn't be much of a reason to have the photovoltaic panel except to supply you in case of an outage. Power is never sold back to the electric utility even when the PV panel or array generates an excess. Well, that is basically true. You can offset your electric bill with the PV panels in this type of a system, but the utility generally won't buy it back from you. Now, you can make that arrangement, but in most cases that's not done. So again, the only statement that is patently false here is B. This type of system cannot deliver any more peak power than a similar system without batteries. Let's just look at a schematic diagram of this type of a system. What we have is our photovoltaic panel right here. And under ideal conditions, it charges the battery. However, if at night or if it's too dark outside and there's not enough solar energy to charge this battery, the utility will take over and do that and keep your battery bank optimally charged. The power inverter converts that battery DC, which is typically on the order of anywhere from 12 to 48 volts, it varies depending on the type of system, to your, in the United States, 117 volts AC at 60 hertz for home use. In some other countries it's 50 hertz and or twice that voltage, about 234 volts. But here in the United States, where this video is being made, right in the heart of the North American continent, Black Hills of South Dakota, known for not being particularly sunny. The surrounding prairie is, but the hills act like an island and they make clouds just like islands in the South Pacific, except cooler, of course. And the hail is also a challenge to anybody who wants to put up a PV panel around here, you better put some really heavy plexiglass or some other kind of protection over it, or you're going to get it ruined by the next tennis ball sized hailstorm, and they occur on a pretty regular basis around here. Anyway, once again, the correct answer to this question is B. You can't get any more peak power out of a system like this than you can with a similar one that doesn't have these batteries.